Running back Zac Stacy has been sentenced to 6 months in prison for beating his ex-girlfriend. And I mean, when I say beating her, I mean he really did his thing on her, like bad. His ex-girlfriend, Kristen Evans, has been pressing charges for a minute. I mean, she's been running to the internet, asking for help, pleading for help, and now she has finally received that help. Yet, she still does not believe the justice system has done her any justice, only because he's only sentenced to 6 months in prison, which was a slap on the wrist. According to Zac Stacy, he's being set up, and it's her fault that his reputation is pretty much being ruined. So back in 2021, there was a video footage that had leaked out of Stacy beating and throwing around his ex-girlfriend, who was also the mother of his child. Okay, he threw her against the wall, which also made her hit the television, and she fell to the ground. He started to punch her in the face, etc., etc. So he's did a lot of damage to her over the years, and she's just now reporting this. Well, she's been reporting it, but of course, no, she thought no one really believed her, or the justice system just wasn't doing their job. According to the reports, he struck her on the right side of her head, picking her up and throwing her against the television, causing it to crack and fall over. He continues yelling at her and striking her while she got up off the floor, picking her up again and throwing her into the baby's bouncy chair. While she was still on the floor, pleading for him to stop, he picked her up, body slammed her on the baby's walker, causing the object to break. Stacy originally said that, she's bitter and this is just not real. But how many times is this not going to be real? How many times, Stacy, is this going to be staged? Unfortunately, because he had just got out of rehab for anxiety and depression about 8 months ago. He says he dropped everything just to come back to the mother of his child to help her with her last trimester and the baby. I let her know I wasn't trying to be with her, nothing like that. This is a case of bitterness. And this is why she does this. The whole assault thing is just staged. She set me up once again. According to Kristen, she says, I don't know how you can stage getting your ass beat multiple times. On different occasions, you just can't. But this is what abusers do. They make it seem like you're the crazy one and that you're not the victim, that they are the actual victim. It even makes me more upset that the cops were consoling him and telling him to calm down, breathe, everything's gonna be okay. I know this could be uncomfortable, but just calm down. They were more concerned about how he was feeling than how she was feeling at that moment. And that's why she feels like the justice system also did not protect her. But of course, as we all know, a lot of people will take up for celebrities because of their status and who they are and what they do. A lot of people have fans out here. It's like, it doesn't matter what that person does, they will always stick beside them. But Kristen, I wish that you would have got out when it first happened. When it first happened, I wish that you would have just got out. Okay, I wish you would have just reported it then and just left the situation alone. As being a victim of things like that, it can happen on and on and on. Once the person hits you one time, it's a guarantee that they might do it again, especially if it was in front of your child. You can't keep giving an abuser chance after chance, because the next thing will be death. Once he's out of prison and he finally comes back to you, because you're going to have to communicate with him again, you don't know how this is going to really mess him up. Even though it's his fault, you have to watch who you have children with. You have to watch who you lay with, because people can really be abusers. No matter the person's status, no matter how much money they make, you still need to evaluate them from their past to their present, okay? From their childhood trauma to their adulthood trauma. You better evaluate people and stop being happy because they're famous and they're rich and they can take care of you, okay? Let's be wiser, people.